Boys and girls, I'm sure you washed your hands and I'm sure they're all clean and we're ready to go one more time. It's learning day. Okay, I like that. I think I rhymed something there now. Learning day. Okay, yay. That's a third word. Yes, boys and girls. Now, remember the last time we looked at our bar graph and we had all 10 children that was telling us about their foods they liked. Now, we had 10 children liking the ackee as well as the okra, and some also liked the yellow yam. So all 10 children in the class enjoyed these food. However, most of the children liked the ackee. Okay? And we had all of 10 of them. Yes. Now we're going to be cooking something to go with our ackee and saltfish. And guess what that is? That is saltfish fritters. Oh, wow. I hear somebody said saltfish fritters is nice. Yummy. In my tummy. Let us go again. All right. For our saltfish fritters, we are going to be using flour. How many spoons of flour are we going to be using? Now let us look at our flour. We're going to be using 10 spoons of flour. Let's go. 10 spoons. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Count with me again, yes? 8. Great job at counting. 9. And 10 spoons. Great job. Give yourselves a round of applause. You are great counters, boys and girls. Let's go. Next, we are going to be adding our thyme. Can you see the thyme? Yes, ma'am. We're going to make this delicious. Delicioso. That's how she says it. Yes. Put in a little thyme. Yes, ma'am. Da-da-dee-da-da-da-doo. Da-da-dee-da-da-da-da. Now we're going to be adding tomato. Yes, ma'am. We have to slice it up and add it in it. Yes, ma'am. See me cutting it up, man. Having a lot of fun this morning. Okay, yes. Having a lot of fun today. Let's go. Cooking. Okay. We added our sweet pepper. Yes, ma'am. Sweet pepper. Now, we want to add a little salt. So I'm going to get a little salt over here and I'm going to put it in. Yes, ma'am. Just a little dash of salt. That's how we say it. And then we're going to put in a little bit of our all-purpose. Yes, ma'am, to make it nice and delicious. Yes, and we stir and stir and stir and stir. La, 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 la. Great job. Next, can you see our bowl? Yes, ma'am. It's right there and we're stirring it. Yes. Great, boys and girls. Now, we are going to be putting it in our frying pot. Yes, ma'am. Now, before we put it in our frying pot, we're not going to use it, We're not going to do it on our own. Mommy and daddy are going to be helping you to use it. And that's the reason mommy and daddy use the knife. Who can't touch a knife? Because that can be dangerous. Now, before we put our fritters in our frying pot, we are going to be adding our water. Yes, ma'am. Adding our water, and we stir and stir. All right, now that is a little bit thick. I want the saltfish when it goes in to be nice and soft and spinning around. So I'm gonna get the saltfish and I'm gonna put a little bit of the saltfish into it. All right, can you see the saltfish, boys and girls? Yes. And I'm going to be putting it in small pieces. Yes, in our saltfish fritters. Okay, now we're still adding our water. Yes, ma'am. Wow, this looks lovely. Remember, we talk about it being soft. Wow, look at this. Now, we're going to be frying it in our frying pan. Let's go. And we need to get at least 10. Okay, so let's go now. 1. Yes. 2. Yes. 3. Because we need to share it for everyone in the class this morning. 4. 5. Great job at counting. 6. I hear you say you want a big one, Susie. Yes, I'm going to give you a big one. 7. 8. 9 and 10. Great job. Yes, so we have them frying in the pot now, frying in the pot. Can you hear that? Yes. Shh. Yes, they're all in the pot. Yes, ma'am. Now, we are going to look at our finished product. It's all cooked and ready. Yes, it's all cooked and ready. Do you remember how many spoons of flour we put in the meal? Yes, don't tell me yet. I know you remember. Can you also remember how many fritters we put in the pot? Yes, I know you remember. Now, we are going to be looking at our finished product. Oh my Lord. Look here. Oh Lord. Get your plate now. Get your plate. Get your plate, boys and girls, because we are going to be eating a storm up, boys and girls. And we're going to be putting it on our plate with our cake. Yes, man. I only want 1 from the 10. Because remember, it's 10 of us in the class today. Now look at that. That looks yummy. Oopsie-doo. All right. Are you having yours as well? I'm sure you're having yours. Now, let us recap. How many fritters did we put in the pot? Yes, we placed 10 fritters in the pot. Now, how many flour did we put into the fritters? Yes, boys and girls, we put 10 fritters, 10 spoons of flour in our ingredients mixture. Now, we are going to be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we put 10 spoons of flour in our fritters mixture, and we made 10 fritters with our mixture. We also had a little piece of our cooked yam in our plate, just for a little brata. You know, Louise Bennett would have said that. Yes, the Honorable Louise Bennett Coverley would have talked about the brata, the cooked yam. Yes, boys and girls, and this is our yam in the pot, in the plate, soft and tender. Look at that. The knife going through. Woo! My mouth is, oh Lord. I know you love that. Yes, soft and tender. So we learned so many things today. When we cook our meals, sometimes they move from hard to soft, and some will move from soft to hard, like our fritters. Great job, boys and girls. I know you liked cooking. Did you enjoy cooking with us? Remember, everything you do with your mommy and daddy, you can count and you can learn about numbers. You can learn so many wonderful things about the world. So we're doing a lot of experiments in the kitchen. We're doing a lot of numbers, we're doing a lot of counting, some maths and sciences everywhere we go. Yes, boys and girls. Experiment. We do a lot of experiment. Now, before we get to our little story, it's almost story time. And I know everyone loves stories, especially the Anansi stories. Now, because we're talking about all sorts of food, you know, we eat all this food. We need something to drink. We cannot only eat and not drink. And so, Nancy is going to add a little beverage to our meal. And so this story is about Nancy and how he's going to prepare something nice that, guess what is coming up that we drink at that period, Christmas time? And at Christmas, we drink this beverage, and I know you're going to be loving this story. So with our meal this morning, we are going to be getting a little drink from Nancy. Have you ever heard about Nancy? Yes, this is Nancy. Can you see Nancy? Yes. What a way Nancy look like a little Rasta man this morning. Those legs and those. Yes, his locks. Yes, on his head. Yes, and Nancy is looking quite dapper today. Yes, dapper Nancy. Yes, ma'am. And so we are going to be looking at the name of our story this morning is Nancy and Sorrel. Say that with me. Nancy and Sorrel. And this story is by the Honorable Louise Bennett Coverley. Let's go. No, I just see my bandana, I know. But before I start this, I tie up my head. Because you have to play the part like Miss Lou. I mean, I feel look like Miss Lou this morning because this is my favorite part. All right. Don't I look like Miss Lou now, boys and girls? Yes. Now let's go. Once upon a time, Christmas Eve morning, it was Grant's Market morning, and Brother Nancy stood by his gateway, watching all the people going down to market. The market on their head, they had hampers on their head. Remember, I know we talk about market, this man and carry Akigwalin's market. Yes, man. Hampers on their head. The donkeys were laden with fruits and flowers and ground provision. And Nancy called out, "Happy Grand Market, everybody!" "Thank you, Brother Nancy," replied the people. And Nancy said to himself, "What a curse for me. It looks like everybody pick off everything out of their field and gone and Grand Market with it." And Nancy groaned as the carts passed. Oranges, grapefruit, everything. What left there for me? And Nancy's a little trickster, you know. Yes. And Nancy waited until everybody had passed on their way to the market. Then he went into everybody's field to scruffle what he could get. What a hand set of people them doing? And Nancy grieved. Them clean out everything out of the field and carry down a market with them. Suddenly, and Nancy exclaimed, "What a thing so red!" And he broke a long stalk of a long red plant and held it to his nose. "It don't have no smell. It not no smell," said Nancy. "But it pretty way, man. What a little something pretty, sir. Oh, Lord." And Nancy picked a few more pieces of red plant and stuck them to his trousers. And Nancy pushed it in his trousers and he pushed it in his trousers. "Well, since you is the only thing I can scruffle, I am scruffling you, you red thing. Go on in my pants waist. Go on in my pants waist. I don't know if you can eat, but I might even have to eat you." And Nancy laughed. Brother Nancy laughed, you see. He danced and sung all the way to Grant's Market. When he got there, and Nancy looked around at all the beautiful stalls, full of fruit kind and cooked fruit and food cooking. Cooked, remember that word? And Nancy looked to himself and said, "I will have to work up my brains and find a way to raise something." He stopped in front of a store with plenty of Ota-Iti apples, pointed to the red plant in his trousers waist, and said to the storekeeper, "Hi, missus, swap me some of your something for some of my red something, no?" The woman asked him, "Where? For your red things name? What for your red things name, Nancy?" "Swap me first, miss, before me can give you," the woman replied. "Tell me first. Me now give you my red something for your red something. For me red something have a name, what for your name?" And Nancy said, "Swap me first." The woman said, "Tell me first." The man in the pumpkin store next to the woman's Ota-Iti apple store shouted, "Mrs. Soy, if you want the red something, why not just grab it from the little maga man?" And Nancy laughed. "Grab it if you think you're bad." The man grabbed after Nancy, and Nancy said, "Slip, slip." Then the man chased Nancy through the market, and Nancy galloped through the market. Everybody shouted, "Thief, thief, warning in my teeth." And Nancy kept slipping and sliding and slipping and sliding through the market. The hominy corn lady had a big pot of water boiling on the fire. She was just about to drop some hominy corn into the pot, when suddenly, the red thing in Nancy's waist jumped out of his waist and flung into the pot. "Oh Lord, what are you throwing on the pot?" The crowd rushed up to the pot. One man exclaimed, it red like wine. And Nancy looked into the pot and laughed. It don't only look like wine. He shouted, it's wine. And Nancy mumbled to himself, warming wine. I hope it's not poison. The man who had started to chase rushed forward, grabbed a spoon, and tasted the liquid. He made up his face and said, it don't taste good. And Nancy said, it just finished, Roman. You just wait till I spice it up. And Nancy got on the lady's stall, and he took the sugar and he poured it in. He took a piece of ginger, he mashed it, and he put it in. He took a little cinnamon, he mashed it, and he put it in. He got a little lime juice, and he poured that in. And he stirred and he stirred. Remember when we stirred our fritters? Yes, he stirred and he stirred. And Anansi took a little of all the spices from the hominy corn stall and threw into the pot. And Nancy tasted the brew. And Nancy laughed. It tastes nice, like real wine. The hominy corn lady tasted it. This tastes nice with you. It nice, man. And Nancy looked fondly into the pot and whispered in wonderment, oh, you're so real. You're so real. Somebody in the crowd shouted, it named so real. The crowd looked up into the chorus. Two pence what a sorrel. Two pence what a sorrel. Two pence what a sorrel. And Nancy brewed and sold sorrel all day. It was the most popular drink at the Grand Market. By the end of the day, in true Jamaican fashion, sorrel had become sorrel. And from that day to today, it's a famous Christmas drink. Make it. Jack Mandora, me not choose none. I am sure you enjoyed that story, boys and girls. What was the name of the story? Anansi and Sorrel. And I'm sure you now know how Anansi said Sorrel got its name. Great job at listening, boys and girls. You did a wonderful job this morning. Great job. Now, we're going to be doing a little recap. So we learned so many things this morning. We learned about 3 Jamaican food, mainly that came from Africa. The ackee, the okra, and the yellow yam. We also learned that when cooked, they become soft and smushy, like what we had after we finished our fritters. It is soft and nice. It changed from being hard to becoming soft. We also looked at a number, which was the number 10. We counted 10 things. We looked at our bar chart and we looked at how many children liked the things on our bar chart. Well, boys and girls, this was a wonderful day. I'm sure you had fun with me and I had lots of fun with you this morning. Remember, wash your hands. Do our little song while you wash your hands. And don't forget, though we are physically distant, we can be together. It doesn't matter, though COVID has put us apart, we are together. Remember, mom and dad always do these activities with the children. If you have any questions, you may also visit our ECC website for different lesson plan activities. The website is ecc.gov.jm. And that is good for you. Goodbye.